Page 36, Ding Dong Merrily on High. This is in cut time. You see the C with the line through the middle? Yeah. They take common time and they cut it. So this is the same as 2/2 time. 2 beats in a measure and a half note gets a count. Well, if a half note gets a count, a quarter note gets half a count, and an eighth note gets a fourth of a count. So then the eighth notes are like 1 eanda, 2 eanda, 1 eanda, 2 eanda. Yuck. So what I do when I'm first learning a piece that's in cut time is I just pretend it's in 4/4 time. And a quarter note gets a count. That way the eighth notes are just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then later on, once I get it learned, I can put it in cut time. And I'll show you in the video how to do that a little later. So I'm going to talk about this as though it's in 4/4 time. And it's all the white keys. I don't see any sharps or flats anywhere. Right hand first. Let's check the notes and the rhythms and all that. And the fingering, the right hand starts here on the C. Here. And it's just quarter notes. And when I do this, I'm rotating here. Bum, 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 bum. And it's lowering whichever finger I want the note to play on, but I'm rotating. I'm not holding the hand still and trying to use the fingers. I don't recommend it. Rotate. It's really a small motion. I exaggerate it so you can see it a little better. And then a rest, and during the rest you come down a fourth finger on the C here. So you're in this position. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. And that's pretty much it. Let's go down to measure 12. You're here, first note, and then thumb. We're changing hand positions and we're using repeated notes to do that. You see that a lot. And then going on, 1 and 2 and. I hope you understand dotted rhythms because I teach those in the method book stuff, not in these repertoire books. It's 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2. This is a good finger exercise. Measure 16, scrunch up a little bit, third finger. And again, scrunch up again, third finger for measure 17. And measure 18, scrunch up. So we just got this sequence going down. Now most of the time when we do sequences in piano, I prefer to finger each pattern the same. Except maybe I start and end it a little different because of the other stuff. But I like to, if I'm going to, like in measure, 15, third finger, I'm using third finger each time. I would have liked to have done that in measure 14 also. So I could have done and then 2 and then 3. And this way I'm using the same fingering. You don't need to do that. You can use their fingering because we could use the exercise in using the awkward fingers. See, fingers 3, 4, and 5 are a bit awkward. So it's good to use them. Don't avoid them. Anyway, measure 18, you're here. And then for the last line, you're coming back up, similar to what you had at the very beginning. And then here, an E here. Left hand, well, it comes in on measure 6. 1, 2. Then you have the F chord, or the 4 chord, then the C chord, or the 1 chord. And this is fun. Well, we're exciting now. Then a bunch of whole notes. Hopefully you can handle those. Put the hands together. Well, the first line the right hand plays, so let's start with measure 5. So you're here and here. You see, C and G position, I guess. 1 and 2 and. 1, 2, 3. So try and hold all these notes down as long as you're supposed to. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Get the idea? Starting with measure 13, the left hand's just got whole notes. And 2. So that shouldn't be too hard to put the hands together, I hope. Once you can get that, then go back through and get rid of all the hesitations. So it's a steady beat. Nice and slow is fine, doesn't matter, but steady. Then we add in the articulation. And that is the slurs and the accents and staccatos and all that. Well, at the beginning, they have an accent on every other note. You play those notes a little louder. I let the wrist claps just a little bit. Here, and then starting measure 5 is staccatos, and I'm going to flex at the wrist here. Then connect them. Now, I don't agree with their notation in measure 7. They've got down, up, down, up. They've got 2-note slurs. In my opinion, all that should be slurred together. I follow the words. If they have a comma or a period or something in the words, to me, that's where you lift up. Otherwise, you connect them, unless it's a staccato. So I would connect these. Then lift up. And on these, no. Connect all of these together. All connected. Then lift up. So connect all those together. The left hand, of course, just connect them. Then the last line, accents again. Here. Dynamics. Well, it applies to the melody. The first line is introduction. So the accent and notes are going to be very loud then. This is where I'm saying claps the wrist a little bit. Don't play with a stiff wrist. Don't tense up. Just stay relaxed. You don't claps a lot. Just a little bit on the accent. And you're rotating together. It feels weird, but it's kind of neat. And then starting measure 5, it's moderately loud, whatever you think sort of loud is. And the left hand is soft. Measure 13, so let's measure the page here. You're still moderately loud here. And the left hand is still soft. And you're staying that way until you get to measure 19. When you're going to go back up to loud. That's the right hand. The left hand needs to stay in the background. And then the last line, you're moderately loud, but the accented notes are going to be loud then. It's not quite as loud at the beginning, but almost. And you have a retardando there in the next last. Slow down. And crescendo up to loud. Did I mention that? No. A little louder. Here, I'm just crescendoing like each 2 beats here. 1, now louder, now. Here. And then that last measure, both hands can be the same. There's no melody. It's just a chord. So the last line is here. Yeah. Then speed. Well, this is where we put it back in cut time. Now that we have an idea what the rhythm is, we don't have to count it. We can feel this rhythm. We sort of know what it is. But the idea with cut time is I want to feel it in 2, not 4. I want to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's the way it is. But the problem is the glorias. Gloria. You see that word glow is all the way through several measures until you get to the ria, excuse me, at measure 18 is. But here. How how fast you can play that accurately is how fast you can play the piece. So that's probably the hardest part. So you decide on that. Just feel it in 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There's a natural accent on these. You want to feel it in 2. Then, of course, they've added pedal. You don't need pedal on this, but they've added it. So, okay, let's do the pedal. You pedal the whole first line all the way across. It's sort of like bells ringing out. And you can pedal with the first note or right before it, whichever. And I suggest you lift up on the 4th beat there on measure 4 here. Lift up with the hand, lift the pedal up so we get a little bit of silence before we go on. Their pedal indication tells you to keep it down until after you play the note in measure 5. I would like to have a little silence. It's interpretation. You can do it either way, but I want to hear the rest. That's what I'm after. Then you don't use pedal again until the very end. It's the same thing. Push the pedal down with the notes because you had a rest right before. You got time to push the pedal down with the note or right before it if you want. And you hold it down until the end and it comes up with the hands. And that's the pedal. I like to play with you very slowly. Let's check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not doing any dynamics. I'll go ahead and I'll pedal it like it's shown, although it's easier to hear it if I don't pedal it. I'm going to do this a 4/4 time. I'll give us 4 quarter note counts, and let's just come in. So the metronome is beating quarter notes here. Now make sure you can do this whole thing without hesitating anywhere, or this won't work. 1, 2, ready, go. One, 2, 3, rest. Rest. Two, 3, 4.